Hello and welcome to another week flying high on the JetSet. Coming up, fitness expert Ryan Owens is back to help us all rest a little bit easier.
And we're speaking with Captain Tom Hacker of Chicago First Lady Cruises and hotel manager Max Schroeder of the Peninsula Chicago about some ways to explore the city while staying safe.
All this and much more is about to take off. You're watching the JetSet.
Welcome aboard. Are you ready to go? Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to travel, food, fitness, and everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. It's time to Jet Set.
It's time to mask up for travel news on this week's edition of Here's This, powered by TravelPulse.com. Carnival Corporation now says it's getting rid of 18 ships, up from the 13 ships it planned to dispose of in early July. The company did not reveal which ships would actually be sold or scrapped. 8 have already left the fleets of Carnival's 9 cruise brands, which operate more than 100 ships. Quote, "We continue to take aggressive action to emerge a leaner, more efficient company," said their president and CEO, Arnold Donald. We are accelerating the exit of 18 less efficient ships from our fleet, and this will generate a 12% reduction in capacity and a structurally lower cost base while retaining the most cash-generative assets in our portfolio. Now, the company also said that it expects 2 of the 4 ships originally scheduled for delivery in 2020 to actually be delivered by year's end.
Oh, man.
I know.
Oh, I mean, you love to go on cruises.
I do. I haven't been on Carnival in a really long time. But I mean, the fact that they operate over 100 ships and now they're talking about cutting it back, you're talking 10%, over 10% at this point, almost 20%.
I mean, people just want to get on that cruise. They want to bring their families, have some fun. Oh.
I mean, vacation just seems to be getting further and further away when it comes to vacations such as a cruise or traveling internationally. I don't know.
I need my vacation in reach.
How far of a reach? 6 feet or more than that?
I know.
Now, speaking of going international, though, top-level American and British officials are actually in talks about a possibility of creating a transatlantic air bridge that would allow flights between low-risk areas of the United States and the United Kingdom that would eliminate the need for travelers to quarantine once they arrive. Quote, "There are discussions going on at a very senior level around opening up London and New York, and they are at the very early stage of this, but it is vital to get business going with major trading partners, especially as we get closer toward Brexit.
Just another thing to add to this year, but I think that's very smart, though. I mean, we got to get back to business. We got to get back to work. We got to get back to business, and some of those things you need to like be in person. We need to start going to meetings. But
you know what's interesting too? A lot of people think now, there is that travel ban for Europe, where if you go to Europe, well, we weren't, for the first part, Americans weren't allowed to go to Europe. But then if you went there, you had to quarantine 14 days. Partially because of Brexit, if you went to London, you didn't have to. But Americans didn't read into it all that much, to realize you could have actually still gone to London. But then I just went on a round trip to Los Angeles on a 787, which you would never see domestically. That plane would never fly domestically, and it's only because United's not taking them.
I saw
overseas.
that bed.
Yes.
I saw that room.
That's called an upgrade. I'm not normally in 5A, like Nikki sits in 6F, whatever. Yeah.
I love when you press those buttons and it goes.
But I will say it was interesting because when they did the safety demo on the plane, they made a special announcement, which I also thought was a little bit condescending, where they were like, "You might not have seen this airplane before. This doesn't usually go domestic, so you really need to pay attention."
No way.
I was like, oh.
All right.
Excuse me.
Tell me all about it.
Well, I mean, and it was interesting because you were going from DC to LA on this 2-aisle airplane, but there was more, there was 100 empty seats.
Tell me more about flying. Was it just wonderful?
It was wonderful.
I really miss it.
There was no food in first class, though.
That's okay. At this
Just
point,
a
I'll
snack
take
box.
anything. I'll take my own snack box.
I'm going to get her a snack box. We'll be right back in 30 seconds with more of the JetSet.
Were there drinks?
In first class only.
No way!
Yeah,
Are you serious?
not in the main cabin.
Oh my gosh.
It's It's been a while, but it's time to try out one of the newest travel products on the market in a portion of the show we call very creatively,
Let's try it!
All right, so let's show you something that's on every traveler's mind right now, especially during the time of COVID-19, germs. This is Fresh Flight. It is the clean sheet for your seat. This disposable airplane seat sheet is designed to provide a barrier between you and the germs and the bacteria on your seat, helping to keep you and your clothing fresh and clean while traveling. Now, these seats are very, very old.
These are old.
Yeah, wherever we got these from, they're just really old.
It's
anyway,
old.
So let's see how this works. First of all, inside of the package, we open it up, is a wet ones clean wipe. So you might need to clean it, desanitize
Okay,
your
always
seat here.
good for the armrest in your tray.
Exactly. Now, here is the sheet. We are going to...
Oh, it looks like I'm at the doctor's office.
Okay, I didn't think of that. So that the back side has an adhesive to it. You just pull it off, which I'm not going to do, and stick it to the seat, and then you sit down and you're germ-free.
Okay, honestly, this is actually great for Sam because she gets so much food and toys and everything just wrapped around, and then I can just fold it up and throw it away. So it's actually it's a twofer.
So you do fold it up and throw it away. You cannot reuse it. Now it retails for less than $10 just for the sheet, and if you can also get a package that includes a face mask now as well.
Yes.
I like the idea.
I say thumbs up.
All right, thumbs up. If you're interested in purchasing a Fresh Flight and giving it a try for yourself, visit the jetset.tv/shop and click on Seen on the Show.
It's the tray and the armrest, and especially with the channels and stuff. Make sure, America, you clean all that stuff first.
America.
They're watching. Have you been thinking about upgrading to a new car? Well, it's time to check out the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue.
The all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue is here. The totally redesigned crossover is now being built with care by more than 7,000 hardworking men and women in Tennessee. Engineered to make family life easier, the new Rogue is packed with cutting-edge technology and crafted using the best in manufacturing expertise to ensure a confidence-inspiring driving experience. The all-new Rogue arrives on U.S. dealer lots in the fall. To build your new Rogue, visit nissanusa.com.
Are you like me and struggle to get a good night's sleep? Fitness expert Ryan Owens is back with tips for a restful night right after a quick break.
It's time for some good news on Here's More, powered by TravelPulse.com. You know, I'm just going to start off this segment by saying this is 2020, so remember that, because rain and snow can put a damper on your day unless it's made out of chocolate. Residents of the town of Olten, Switzerland, located between Zurich and Basel, found their town lightly dusted in a fine cocoa powder that came from a nearby Lindt chocolate factory, according to the Associated Press. Now, the powder was a result of a cooling ventilation system malfunction, which spewed the cocoa nibs all around the town due to strong winds in the area at the time. Now, the nibs are crushed cocoa beans that are then used as the basis for making chocolate, and you can see photos of cars and other sites that have a chocolatey coat on top of them that the local news and social media shared.
This is the weirdest year in the history of years.
The history of the world.
I mean, can you imagine looking out your window and thinking, what is that flying around? And then, you know.
I mean, I'm just reading this from Twitter, the quote, chocolate snowflakes falling from the sky, dreams do come true.
I mean, it's serious. Why can't that happen here?
No. I mean, as our producer Brad just said, we get COVID, which of course they've got there too, but they get chocolate snowflakes.
See you soon, Switzerland. You're doing something right.
Are we allowed to go to Switzerland yet?
I don't think so.
Well, that's why, because they're raining chocolate first, and then we'll be allowed to visit once there's no more chocolate.
Yeah.
For years, pet owners have gone by the rule that if you multiply your dog's age by 7, then you get their true age. So if your dog is really 8 years old, their physiological age is likely closer to 56. Science is here to say that that equation just isn't right. You know, we're just blowing your minds.
Yeah.
So this research revealed that dogs, when compared to humans, age rapidly when they are young, and then they released this example that a 1-year-old dog is similar to a 30-year-old human, a 4-year-old dog is similar to a 52-year-old human. Then by 7 years old, the aging of the dog slows down. I didn't know this was going to be a math problem. It's like, how fast is the train going? And
well, here's the thing, because my Luca is almost 14 years old.
Okay.
And we always joke like he's an old man, and he in the past like 2 months has really started to be an old man.
So he's older than 52 because a 4-year-old dog is similar to 52, but then it slows. So how old do you think Luca is?
He acts like he's 498 years old. I mean, he's not moving around much. So every day is a blessing with him. Fitness expert Ryan Owens is going to join us to talk sleep. We can all use some more of that, so take a look. If you are like me and one of the millions of Americans that struggle with sleep, don't worry, because I brought in Ryan Owens of Fitness Together to help us all get a restful night's sleep. Ryan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, sleep, especially during this time, everyone's sleep schedule is just all over the place. We've all had to kind of adjust to different hours, different routines, different schedules. But let's begin. Why is sleep so important?
Oh my goodness.
Right?
So usually when I start with new clients, that is one of the first questions I even ask, even before, what exercises do you like to do, or what is your previous fitness history? You know, that's like one of the first questions. Nutrition, and then how are you sleeping? Because if you're not sleeping well, if you're not sleeping enough, that's going to affect so many things.
Like your entire life.
Your entire life,
right.
basically. And then if you can get that on track, it changes so many things too.
Not even, I mean, changes your weight, changes your mood, changes your brain function, all of those good things. But let's go back. Okay, so when we first started working together, you recommended a fantastic book called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. Why was that such like a game changer for you?
Yeah, I just think that book does such a thorough job of explaining why it's so important that we sleep. Because I think a lot of people, 8 hours, whatever. You know, and it's kind of like, okay, whatever. And then for that book, it's almost like once you read it, you know better. So it's like when you get 5 hours, like, man, I know better than that. I need that 8 hours now because I know how important it is for my brain. I know how important it is for my mood, for my weight, for all those things.
So many things. What was really interesting about it is it really kind of gets behind the science of sleeping without getting sort of overwhelmingly scientific, but it really states like we need sleep so much more than we're actually getting. And we'll get into that. But okay, let's talk about sleep routines, because having a sleep routine is so important. Let's start with, what's your sleep routine?
Yeah, I would say I do just a couple things. I try to turn off all my devices about an hour before I go to bed. I think that's a really important one for most people who are on their screens all day long.
All the time, yeah.
So just turn them off, put them away. I like to read before bed. That's very helpful. I think a lot of people sleep too warmly. People keep their temperature too high in their room or whatever. Turn the temperature down. Turn it way down.
I like it freezing.
Yeah, and that's better for you. You'll sleep deeper with a cooler temperature.
And you and I also use weighted blankets.
Weighted blankets, yeah.
Which was a
game changer.
My weighted blanket, it is, I mean, I love it.
Yeah, it's like a hug.
I absolutely love it. Do you use an eye mask?
I do use an eye mask too, because I think the darkness in the room is really important. So I live in the city in Washington, D.C., and there's a lot of bright lights coming through the windows all the time, which is fine. But for me, I know that it's more important to be in a super dark room. So when I wear that eye mask, it's almost like, all right, I'm ready to go to bed now. I'm shutting down.
Okay, so I like to also have a journal next to my bed, because I don't want to have to try and remember things all night. So I try to jot down a few things. I read, phone away, but still, like, it's really hard for me to fall asleep because my brain just never stops. What are some things that I can do to like help me fall asleep?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is that routine. So once you have that sleep routine and your body's kind of used to it, it knows, all right, it's time to wind down now. And even if some nights you're just not gonna be able to wind down, journaling is great. Even a lot of people that can't get to sleep right away, even you just laying back and closing your eyes and resting is doing something.
So I'm gonna start my routine. I'm gonna take my deep breaths in and out. I'm gonna slow it down, turn off the TV, turn off everything. I think I'm gonna have a very good night's sleep. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Where can people find more information?
People can find me on Instagram at Ryan O Trainer. I also work at Fitness Together Central Georgetown in Washington, D.C., and you can find us at fitnesstogethercentralgeorgetown.com.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to the JetSet. Chicago is one of my favorite cities, and there is so much going on. That's why I wanted to speak to two people who can help make a visit to the Windy City special. Docked on Chicago's vibrant Riverwalk, Chicago's First Lady Cruises is a critically acclaimed Chicago experience that connects Chicago locals and visitors alike to the city's rich architectural history and breathtaking beauty through the official Chicago Architecture Foundation Center River Cruise. Welcome to the show, Captain Hacker.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And the Peninsula Chicago is a 5-star, 5-diamond hotel located on the Magnificent Mile at 108 East Superior Street at Michigan Avenue within the city's premier shopping district. The 339 guest room hotel opened in 2001 and features 3 distinctive restaurants, Z-Bar, a rooftop lounge, and a world-class spa. They are setting the standard for navigating through these interesting times. Welcome to the show, Manager Max Schroeder.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Okay, you guys, Chicago, there's so much going on in Chicago, but Captain Tom, let's start with you because that background is just magnificent and it makes me want to take a cruise. So tell us a little bit about the Lady Cruises.
Yeah, it's a 90-minute guided cruise on the Chicago River. We cover all 3 branches, the north, south, and the main branch, and even all the way out here, you get a beautiful skyline shot. It's the #1 ranked tour in Chicago amongst TripAdvisor user reviews. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's given by our trained docents. They receive over 100 hours of trainings, and they're volunteers. They're not in it for the fame and fortune. They just want to come down and show you the wonderful city of Chicago.
Oh, fantastic. So it's 90 minutes, and tell me a little bit about what you guys have done to kind of be cruising during this extraordinary time.
Safety is always our #1 priority at Chicago's First Lady, even before COVID. And so, you know, the nature of the tour, it's all open air. Our top deck is completely unobstructed and you're outside. Also, we've lowered our capacities so that when you sit down, you're 6 foot away from any other groups on board. We have hand sanitizing stations around the boat. We require masks throughout the cruise. And we also have extended boarding time. That's my favorite part. We actually added 30 minutes to the front end of all of our boarding. So when you come down to get on the cruise, you're just going to walk right on. You don't have to get in a big crowded line.
Fantastic. So Captain Tom, someone can take one of your beautiful river cruises and then they can hop off, and then Max, they can come over to the peninsula and stay with you guys.
Yeah, excellent. You know, Captain Tom, I can't wait to meet you in person one day because even though I'm a local, I still have to do a Chicago First Lady cruise at least once a year. It's just an amazing experience. There's nothing better than seeing Chicago from the view of the river. So, and many of our guests here at the Peninsula enjoy some extra perks when they come to the Peninsula. For instance, if they come, we have several packages that include one of my other favorite things is a free beverage while they are on board the Chicago First Lady. That's only exclusive for Peninsula guests, which is a nice package. And we also work with them on some private charters as well.
Ooh, that sounds fantastic, Max. I love that you guys are all working kind of in tandem together because it's both such a complementary thing. You can stay at the beautiful Peninsula and then during the day take a river cruise with Captain Tom.
Absolutely. There's nothing better. And, you know, Chicago has so much to offer. It's just a short walk down the Magnificent Mile down to the river where the First Lady takes off. So it's a really great thing for our guests to take advantage of, especially as you can see from Captain Tom's background on a day like today when there's not a cloud in the sky, low humidity. September is really just an amazing month to come visit Chicago, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. The fall is such a wonderful time to visit Chicago. So, Max, what has the Peninsula Chicago done to make their guests feel safe?
Well, we take the safety of our guests and staff very seriously. So our company actually had us hire hygiene managers at all of our properties, including here in Chicago, to make sure we're keeping up to date with all of the changing protocols and implementing and ensuring that our staff are following the rules.
That's fantastic. That's such a precedent of all Peninsula hotels. You know that you're being taken care of in the most luxurious ways. Hey, you guys, for both of you, where can people find more information?
Here at the Peninsula, you can go to peninsula.com/Chicago, and right on the homepage are all of our protocols outlined for your easy reference.
Excellent. And what about you, Captain Tom?
For Chicago's First Lady Cruises, go to cruisechicago.com. You can find all our information on our tours, and typically we run as long as the weather's nice, deep into November. So come join us.
Oh, sounds good. Well, Max, I'm going to come stay with you at the peninsula, and I'll see you out on the river, Captain Tom.
Thanks for having us.
Looking forward to it. Take care.
We've got more of the Jet Set coming up after one final break.
Doesn't Chicago look like so much fun?
Who doesn't want to go on a river cruise around Chicago? Now more than ever, access to the internet is essential for student learning, but many are without reliable internet at home. That's why T-Mobile is launching Project 10 Million.
More than 9 million of America's 56 million school-aged kids do not have access to reliable internet at home, widening the gap between millions of students and the opportunities education can offer. That's why T-Mobile is launching its previously announced Project 10 Million.
Project 10 Million is all about what's best for students and educators. And I have no doubt that it's going to have a huge impact on America's future.
T-Mobile will give every participating district free wireless hotspots and 100 gigabytes of data per year for 5 years, plus access to at-cost laptops and tablets, all free to students. And responding to COVID-19 and increased data needs, there are additional low-cost plans available to schools.
Access to the internet means access to opportunity. And we believe every single child deserves access to that opportunity. Now through Project 10 Million, T-Mobile is opening the door to a brighter future for all of them.
For more information, go to T-Mobile.com/P10M.
Thanks for watching this week, and stay tuned for more adventures.
Make sure to stay connected with us on social media by visiting Facebook.com/TheJetSetTV. Bye, everybody.
Bye. So, wine and 90 minutes on River Cruise.